Good day everyone, I hope everyone is fine. Today we are going to learn an important lesson, that is natural vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to a plant community unaffected by man either directly or indirectly. It has its existence in which certain natural environment. Natural vegetation includes all plant life forms such as trees, bushes, herbs and forbs, etc. They grow naturally in an area and have been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. Climate, soil and landform characteristics are the important environmental control of natural vegetation. On the basis of the above factors, the natural vegetation can be divided into the following types. First is tropical evergreen forests. These forests are found in areas with 200 centimeters or more annual rainfall. The annual temperature is about more than 22 degrees Celsius and an average annual humidity exceeds 70% in this region. Western Ghats in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Andaman Nicobar Islands, Assam, West Bengal, Nagaland, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur and Meghalaya states have this type of forest. The most important trees are rubber, ebony, rosewood, coconut, bamboo, cinchona, candice, palm, iron, wood and cedar and mahogany. So you can see the rosewood tree, bamboo tree, candice tree. These are the important trees, and these are the trees which have economic difference. So that is cedar tree, cinchona tree, mahogany tree, coconut tree, iron tree, ebony tree. So now let us go to the tropical deciduous forest. These are found in the areas with 100 to 200 centimeters annual rainfall. These are called as monsoon forest. These are also called as monsoon forest. The mean annual temperature of this region is about 27 degrees Celsius and the average annual relative humidity is 60 to 70%. The trees of these forests drop their leaves during the spring and early summer. Sub-Himalayan region from Punjab to Assam, Great Plains, that is Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Central India, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, South India. In South India, that is Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So these states are notable for this type of natural vegetation. Now let us see what are the important trees. That is teak tree and sal tree. These are the important trees in the tropical deciduous forest. So now we'll see what all trees are available, that is in economic importance. That is sandalwood tree, rosewood tree, kusum tree, mahua tree, palash tree, amla tree, paduk tree and bamboo tree. So these are the trees of economic importance. So these forests also provide fragrant oil, varnish, sandal oil and perfumes. We all use perfumes, fragrant oil. We also know about varnish, right? So we get these from the tropical deciduous forest. So now we are going to learn about the tropical dry forest. These are found in the areas with 50 to 100 centimeters annual rainfall. They represent a transitional type of forest. They are found in East Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Western Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Eastern Maharashtra, Telangana, West Karnataka and East Tamil Nadu. Now let us see the important spices in this region. So mahua, banyan, amaltas, palas are the important spices in this region. So there are also other important spices, that is bamboo, haldu, kikar, babul and kahir. So in this type of forest we get all these types of spices. Now let us see about the desert and semi-desert vegetation in this forest. They are also called as tropical thorn forest. They have a less rainfall and high temperature and low humidity. The rainfall is 50 centimeters. These are found in northwest Haryana, north Gujarat and southwest Punjab. They are also found in very dry parts of Deccan Plateau, that is Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, etc. So let us see what are the common trees that are found in this region, that is babul, kikar and wild palms are found in this region. Let us move on to the next type of the natural vegetation, that is mountain or montane forest. These forests are classified on the basis of altitude and amount of rainfall. Accordingly, two types of forests, namely the Eastern Himalayan forest and Western Himalayan forest. To see about the Eastern Himalayan forest, these are found on the slopes of the mountains in northeast states. These forests receive rainfall of more than 200 centimeters. The vegetation is of evergreen type. The altitude between 1200 to 2400 centimeters found in this type of forest. Let us see what are the common types or main types of trees in this forest. That is, we have oak tree, silver fir, spruce, juniper. So these are the major trees from 2400 to 3600 in height. Let us see about the Western Himalayan forest. The Western Himalayan forest, to see about this, the rainfall in this region is moderate. These forests are found in the states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Up to 900 meters altitude, semi-desert vegetation is found and it is known for bushes and small trees. So these are famous for bushes and small trees. In altitude from 900 to 1800 meters, char tree of this region are found. Are the most common trees in this region. That the char tree. Have you seen the char tree? The first picture in this slide shows the char tree. Next we have the sal, semal, jamun, jujube, deodar, birch and poplar trees, which are common or other important trees found in this region. Now let's move to the next type of forest, that is alpine forest. It occurs all along the Himalayas with about 2400 centimeters altitude. These are purely coniferous trees. I guess everyone knows about the coniferous trees, that is oak tree, silver fir, pine, juniper are the coniferous trees. The eastern part of Himalayas has large extent of these forests. Now let us see about the next topic, that is the tidal forest or mangrove forest. That is, tidal forests are also called as mangrove forest. These forests occur in and around the deltas prone to the tidal influence, and as such are also known as deltas or swamp forest. The delta or the Ganga Brahmaputra as the largest tidal forest. The deltas or the Mahanali, Godavari and Krishna rivers are known as for the tidal forest. Many of you have heard about these rivers, I guess. So next, let's move to the next type of forest, that is the coastal forest. These are littoral forests. Generally, coastal areas have these type of forest. The coastal areas have these type of forest, and that's why they are called as coastal forest. So let us see what types of trees are found in this place. The casuarina tree, palm tree, coconut tree are found in these type of forest. So both the eastern and the western coast have this type of forest. The coastal of Kerala and Goa are known for this type. Let us move to the next topic, that is riverine forests. These forests are found along the river of Chhattisgarh areas. These are known for tamarisk and tamarind trees. I hope everyone knows about the tamarind tree because it is easily and very frequently used in our homes. The tamarind is used in many of our homes. The rivers of the Great Plains are the most prominent of this type of natural vegetation. I guess everyone is very happy to learn about this topic, that is wildlife, which is very easier and very exciting and interesting to understand. So the term wildlife includes animal of any habitat in nature. We all know that these cannot be domesticated. So these are the non-domesticated animals and include both vertebrates. What do you think about the vertebrates? They are fish, amphibians. They are fish, amphibians, birds, mammals are the vertebrates. Now let us see what are the invertebrates. What do you think the invertebrates are? Yes, they are bee, butterflies, moth. Have you heard about moth? That is how the moth looks like. It looks like a butterfly. So India has a rich and diversified wildlife. The Indian fauna consists of about 81,251 species of animals out of the world's total of about 150 million species. The faunal diversity of the country consists of about 6,500 invertebrates. So, 5,000 molecules, 2,546 fishes, 1,228 birds, 458 mammals, 446 reptiles, 204 amphibians, 4 pathogens, and about 60,000 species of insects are in our country. Our country is home to tigers, lions, snow leopards, pythons, wolves, foxes, bears, crocodiles, rhinoceros, camels, wild dogs, snakes, monkeys, antelope species, deer species, varieties of bisons, and the mighty Asian elephant. So, in our country, we may not see many of these animals because the hunting, poaching, deforestation, and other anthropogenic interference in the natural habitats have caused extinction of some species, and many are facing the danger of extinction. In view of this and the role of wildlife in maintaining ecological balance, conservation and management of biodiversity of India is necessary at present situation. Indian Board for Wildlife was constituted in 1952 to suggest means of protection, conservation and management of wildlife to the government. The Government of India enacted Wildlife Protection Act in 1972 with the objective of effectively protecting the wildlife of the country and to control poaching, smuggling and illegal trade in wildlife and its diversities. United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity in 1992 recognizes the sovereign rights of the states to use their own biological resources. To preserve the country's rich and diverse wildlife, a network of 102 national parks and about 515 wildlife sanctuaries across country have been created. Now let us see the last topic in the lesson, that is the biosphere reserves. The biosphere reserves are protected areas of land coastal environments wherein people are an integral component of the system. The Indian government has established 18 biosphere reserves in India which protect larger areas of natural habitats and often include one or more national parks, reserves along with buffer zones that are open to economic uses. Let us see what are the biosphere reserves in India. So, there are 11 of the 18 biosphere reserves, that is Gulf of Mannar, Nanda Devi, the Nilgiris, Nolrek, Pachmarchi, Similapal, Sundarbans, Agastya Malai, Great Nicobar, Kanchenjunga and Amarkantak of India fall under the list of Man and Biosphere Program of the United Nations Organization. Now, as we have finished the lesson, let us go through a small recap of what we did in this video. First, we saw about the natural resources, then what types of natural resources are there, that is a tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, alpine forest, tidal forest, mountain forest. In the mountain forest, we saw about the eastern Himalayan forest and the western Himalayan forest. Then we saw about the coastal forest, riverine forest. Then we moved to the wildlife. Then we saw what animals were there, what animals are there in the country, and what are happening to them, how they are getting protected, what steps the government are taking. So we saw all that in the in this lesson. Then we moved to the biosphere reserves in India. So we saw what are the biosphere reserves and we saw about the places in the biosphere reserves. So I hope everyone will be fine and you all will be learning this topic accordingly.